Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The big story, of course, is unfolding in KwaZulu-Natal. The High Court in Durban today is set to hear the ANC's appeal against the use of the Umkhonto WeSizwe trademark by the MK party. The ANC forging ahead, claiming exclusive rights to the name in a public battle that began in March this year. The party argues that its legal challenge is based on principle and its heritage. Now, the court dismissed its application earlier this year, finding, among other things, that it has no jurisdiction to try and entertain the matter. Simphiwe Makanya is part of our team, of course, watching developments as we keep a close eye on a number of issues around this particular story. He joins us now live from just outside court. And as expected, Simphiwe, quite a lot of activity there. What are you able to see?
Indeed, Ayanda, there's beginning to be some movement outside the Durban High Court this morning. I was on the other side of the court where I saw quite a significant, deployment of members of the South African Police Services. And we are at the main entrance of the Durban High Court. And I'm going to ask my colleague Raymond Mbele to take a walk with me as we try and engage the MK party. I've seen already some of the leaders arriving here. And let me now take this opportunity and still the spokesperson of the AMK party, that is Mr. Ntlamulo Ndlela. You are live on SABC, Mr. Ndlela. Thank you so much for your time. What are you anticipating this morning at this particular High Court?
Well, we don't expect anything else besides the fact that they're trying to argue the issue of the trademark, and which we've always said that we're not trading with this emblem. If you look at it, there's a clear distinction in terms of the logo, their logo and our logo. But what's also interesting is the NGO that went and registered the logo, for instance, is not even party to this court process. The ANC doesn't own this. But again, this is the case with Mbalula. Mbalula was found and caught sleeping on duty, and now he's kicking and screaming off the back of what he knows is a train that has left the station. I mean, the horse is bolted in this matter. So he's just desperate, but that's the case with Mbalula. He must focus on managing his own entity and growing his party, which lost and got below 40%, because they said actually they got 39.8%. ANC is a 38.9 or 39.8% party. And that's what he must be focusing on. That's why he's sitting at below 40%, because he focuses on frivolous issues. We're here, we know, Umkhonto WeSizwe, as you'd have seen, is now in government. It's an incoming government, in parliament. We're in parliament, we're going to be the incoming government, and we're holding them accountable. And that's why we're here.
Is the former president coming?
Absolutely. Unlike Cyril Ramaphosa, our president shows up in court.
Is he going to address the crowd that is gathered outside the court?
Oh, yes. As you know, President always addresses the crowd, and that's why they're here. They're here to see him, and they're here to speak to him. And he's going to respond to this kangaroo court of an NDC and the outcomes thereof. You watch him and listen to him today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There is the MK party spokesperson, Mr. Ntlamulo Ndlela, outside the Durban High Court this morning, confirming to us, Ayanda, that indeed the former president of the ANC and of the country, and now the leader of the MK party, quite ironically, that's Mr. Jacob Zuma, is expected to come and attend the court proceedings this morning. And the expectation as well is that after which he will be able to address the supporters that have started gathering around the Durban High Court vicinity. Ayanda?
This is what people in the commentariats in Pure have always pointed out, that the MK party uses these moments to galvanize its own supporters and in some ways to try and reach out to people who are still wondering where the party stands. And speaking about that, I mean, is there any kind of clarity around what the organization wants the ANC to do insofar as Jacob Zuma's expulsion is concerned? Because there has been a bit of confusion, in a way, that they still want him to remain in the ANC whilst also being a leader of MK.
It is quite confusing, Ayanda, because if you speak to different members of the MK party, some will tell you that they welcome the decision by the ANC to expel former President Jacob Zuma. But of course, you get those who say that the former president remains the member of the ANC, as he indicated when he made that announcement in December that he will remain a member of the ANC forever. But of course, we are expecting that when he addresses the crowd that has gathered here outside the Durban High Court, he will be able to give, some sort of clarity as to what is going to happen next. Is he going to appeal this particular decision of the ANC which expelled him, or is he going to accept the decision of the disciplinary committee? But of course, those who have been familiar with the proceedings around this particular matter will tell you that the expectation is that in all likelihood the former president may appeal this particular decision. Ayanda.
All right, Simpiwe Makhanya, as always, a number of issues coalescing in this one story. Simpiwe is live to us there from just outside the High Court in Durban. For now, thanks very much indeed.